Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you spooky chasers. Hop on in the car with Golden J and take a ride down Route 66 as you explore all the haunted and abandoned places left down a road long ghosted. And you never know what hitchhiker might get picked up along the way. So buckle up as we take a haunted trip down 66. Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, and we are headed down a haunted trip down 66. That's right, you're back with me this week on a Saturday as you're out tooling around this beautiful fall weather and you're hanging out listening to all of the crazy hauntings along Route 66. I'm so glad that you spent a little time with me on these Saturdays. We're going to keep on rolling down, but first we are staying in Alton for one more run. Then one more night, one more stay, one more investigation, one more, whatever. But this is our last episode in Alton, Illinois, and I'm so glad that you're here because today we are going to talk about the Piasa Masonic Lodge and a few other places. We're going to kind of wrap up Alton right now, but we're going to start with the lodge if you guys are cool with that. All right. So listen, there's no banter. There's none of that. So you don't have to look for, any time stamp in the show notes. It is just me hanging out here telling you about Route 66. Are you guys ready to get in and get checked out? Let's do this thing. All right. So the Piasa Masonic Lodge in Alton, Illinois is rumored to be haunted. Specifically, local tour guides say spirits are said to be seen floating along the upper balcony near where the former Spirits Lodge was located. Additionally, now this place is known as part of the reputation of Alton as a haunted town. So let's get into it. The Piasa Masonic Temple building dates back to 1844 and was formerly the location of the Spirits Lodge. While the building itself is said to look spooky from the outside, it's even creepier inside, where there have been several reports of paranormal activity. People have reported experiencing unexplained activity on the second floor meeting area. And another hot spot for the haunting is the basement, where the spirit of a Confederate soldier has been seen, and it is thought that he had died at the prison. Well, that's interesting. One of the rooms in the building has a mirrored bar, which is located underneath a balcony, and the orchestra pit area is said to be especially haunted, with a figure being seen several times floating in front of the balcony. Members of paranormal investigators have reported hearing disembodied voices, mysterious footsteps, and other strange sounds within the building. One account describes hearing a sound of a Masonic Lodge meeting in progress, including the voices and the slamming of a gavel, even though the building was empty. This type of haunting, where past events or sounds seems to replay, it's often referred to as residual. So it's just kind of it's a time loop thing where it just kind of keeps repeating itself. So all those meetings and all that stuff just kind of seem to repeat. I'll never understand the idea of a mass amount of people in a residual haunting as much as I would say a single entity that you see that maybe goes across a room repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like if that person dies and that's what they did, and they died in that place, and that's what it was. But I mean, if you had a meeting, if you're hearing meetings and stuff going on, did all those people die in that room at that time? Just a question, old Golden Jay. I'd like to present there. Moving shadows and a figure floating in front of the balcony have been observed, with one witness even reporting seeing what appeared to be the bottom half of a man's attire. That is black dress pants and shoes, guys, not his wiener. I'm just saying. It disappearing into the lodge room when they were alone in the building. Some speculate that the floating figure could be a Confederate soldier and a fellow Mason who died in the nearby Old Alton prison. So a Confederate soldier who was also a Mason. I mean, coming back there, and that's his place to hang out after death. Okay. During paranormal investigations, EMF meters have reportedly spiked on the third floor of the lodge. So some believe that the very nature of a Masonic Lodge, the repeated rituals and the strong bonds formed between members could leave a psychic impression on the building, potentially leading to hauntings. Some Masons have even reported similar experiences in other lodges, leading some to believe that the hauntings are accepted by members who may find comfort in knowing that the past members haven't truly left. So there you go. I guess it answers my question about the meeting. If it's some sort of psychic ability that draws them all back in there, and that's what's going on. You know what? There is no definite scientific proof of the lodge being haunted. Numerous accounts from both lodge members and paranormal investigators suggest that it may be, and visitors on haunted tours have reportedly experienced and observed various phenomena like disembodied voices and the floating figures. So there you go. That is the Piasa Masonic Lodge in Alton. Well, let's talk about the Piasa Bird. This is a dragon-like bird and is known to terrorize and devour native inhabitants in the area. A common legend around the Alton area is the Piasa Bird. The legend dates back to 1673 when Father Marquette journeyed down the Mississippi River and described seeing a bird-like monster in the area where Alton is now located. In his diary, Father Marquette described the Piasa as being he described it as being as large as a calf with horns, like a deer, red eyes, a bearded like tiger, a face like a man, the body covered with green, red, and black scales, and a tail so long it passed around the body, over the head, and between the legs. That's a long fucking tail. The Piasa, which means a bird that devours men, was given its name by the Illa Indians. Legend has it that the dragon-like bird has terrorized and devoured some of those native residents. There was a painting of the Piasa, which is located on the bluff north of the city of Alton on the Great River Road, and was a well-known local landmark. However, becoming damaged from weather, along with receiving more traffic in the area, the painting was taken down in order to be restored and relocated. With help from locals, businesses, and government, the painting was restored and again resting over the river bend. That's fucking awesome that they would take, because it doesn't really say when that painting went up, but it's really cool that they would take the time to restore that and then put it back in its place. I'd like to see how they did that. I mean, it was painted on rocks. You know what I'm saying? It'd be interesting to see what the process for that is. All right, we're gonna move on to the Ryder building, built in Alton in the mid 1830s. The Ryder building has both a historic and haunted history. The original owner and builder, Simon Ryder, was once a sea captain and a successful developer in the area. The building served as a circuit courthouse during its early years. Before running for office, Abraham Lincoln served as a general practice attorney for 25 years and once defended Ryder over an old debt dispute inside. Really? I don't even know how to write these things sometimes. In 1840, Lincoln returned to the building to give a speech on the third floor, now demolished, in support of Whig Party politicians and future 9th President of the United States, William Henry Harrison. The program for his speech was printed by the telegraph office located just down the street. The Ryder building was likely used as a venue for the Lovejoy trials for the murder of the famed Elijah P. Lovejoy. We've talked about him in past episodes. Over the years, the building has served as a courthouse, a flower shop, and a restaurant, but it is also haunted. Employees have reported hearing strange sounds, and cooks have reported hearing and seeing chairs and tables move by themselves on the main floor while they do prep work in the basement. The building is also a stop on the Alton Haunted Tours. Some paranormal investigators have suggested that the building's history as a courthouse where legal proceedings and debates took place might contribute to the haunted reputation. And some have speculated about a possible connection to the nearby old Alton prison where Confederate soldiers were held during the Civil War. Yeah. All right. So speaking of the old prison, we talked about an island just off of the prison where they would send a lot of the sick prisoners when, and a lot of them died on this island. Apparently it's called Smallpox Island. And in 1863, when the smallpox outbreak was more than the prison could handle, those who were infected were sent to Sunflower Island, which is located across the Mississippi River and was ideally quarantined. When the infected prisoners reached the island, they were housed in a small rundown cottage which they used as a hospital. The cottage/hospital, which was named Pest House, quickly became overcrowded. A prison guard reported that up to 60 people a day died as a result of smallpox. In fact, it is estimated that between 1,500 and 5,000 people died in total. Over 300 of them died on this island. In 1936, the island was plowed over in order to make way for a new dam and locks. Not only was the island plowed over and destroyed, the 300 plus remains of the prisoners who were buried there were disturbed. What's even more disturbing is that the dirt, as well as the skeleton bones from the deceased, were used as fill for one of the embankments. In 2002, a monument was placed at the dam site to remember those who died. But that's little comfort for those whose resting place was destroyed, which is the perfect recipe for the restless spirit to roam. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little background on Smallpox Island and why they moved all those prisoners over there. I mean, overcrowding in prison was, we talked about that in a couple episodes ago. But yeah, just no mind for, where the dead are resting. They just plowed it up, made an embankment, set the new dam in. Man, it's got to be weird to be out there working and you look down and you see all these bones you're digging up and pushing up against the embankment. I would think that would just be, that'd be something, wouldn't it? I can't imagine what that bulldozing guy was looking at. It was like, well, shit. And to this day, I wonder, can you see him? Is there part of, I'm sure it's probably grown over at some point, but makes you wonder if, you could just walk out there and find a skull or a femur or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. But listen, guys, that wraps up. Those are just some of the last of the Alton places. Not a ton of paranormal information or stuff that'll get you keep you awake at night. But I just kind of wanted to go through the final few places there in Alton, which is the most haunted smallest town in America. We've done how many episodes on Alton already? Where we're doing 2 places an episode? Yeah, I think that if you want to go and just have a full weekend or a week of paranormal investigation, that would be the place. That's what I think. All right, guys, we're ready to get out of Alton. We are going to head down to St. Louis to go to an old familiar place. But we'll get there. So everybody got their bags packed, right? You got your stuff, everything's in. All right, do we want to stop by I'm sure there's a Circle K or a BP gas station somewhere. We better gas up and get some snacks, although we're not going that far. All right, guys, don't forget to check out the website, the UnitedStatesParanormal.com. Don't forget to jump on our Patreon where you can see this face right here. That's right, gorgeous. And as always, we appreciate you guys spending your time with us every week, sometimes twice a week. All right, keep it spooky, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.